In 1999, the Wachowskis introduced us to Neo and introduced us to the simulation we're all currently living in, The Matrix. With a whopping 412 visual effects shots of bullet time slow motion, CG enhanced stunts, CG extended sets, added effects simulation, and the list goes on, all put together by 137 visual effects artists. This is where we mark a clear move from visual effects as a novelty to the mainstream adoption and heavy usage of visual effects that we start to become accustomed to over the last 2 decades. Just 2 years later, in 2001, Peter Jackson takes us on a quest through Middle-earth and into Mordor, with a fellowship of cosplaying adult men who did not simply take on hordes of orc warriors and cast magic spells and fight fire demon creatures, but rather they all made pretend in a giant warehouse like an overly enthusiastic band of LARPers deep into their 20th session of an intense D&D campaign. While a dedicated team of 407 artists worked tirelessly, even in some cases allegedly sleeping under their desks, to bring 480 VFX shots to life. Oh, and changed the course of VFX by creating the first ever fully CG motion captured humanoid creature fully acting alongside live action actors, and it still kind of holds up. Back in '97, James Cameron made a small indie film known as Titanic. There were a couple boats and one really big boat and some crowd and water simulations, a lot of water. In fact, Jerry Tessendorf, the guy whose name you might see in one of your drop-down menus when selecting wave displacement algorithms in your 3D software, worked on Titanic to bring those CG waves to light. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real story is that 801 VFX artists worked on these 516 shots. In 2012, Ang Lee and his team won an Oscar for putting a visual effects studio out of business for their work on survival drama Life of Pecan Pie, where a fully CG tiger on a boat spends an hour and a half salivating over the thought of his aunt's delicious pie back home while stranded at sea on a raft with a shirtless pirate boy. 1,261 artists worked really hard to bring us the most realistic animal and ocean we had seen to date in 690 visual effects shots.